everybody, and welcome back to TechZulu Live from South by Southwest Interactive at the Alcatel-Lucent Lounge here at the Hilton. And I am with Eddie Badrina with CherryPick. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am great. Got quite a smile on there for someone who's been doing this for a few days. How do you stay energized?
I try to get some sleep, a little here and
Try.
there. Yeah.
Little cat naps whenever we can.
It's all about discipline, right? Startups are all about discipline.
Discipline here at South Bar? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, discipline meaning you go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and you wake up, say, 7, 8.
Yeah.
6 hours of sleep, that's all you need.
That's true. So you cherry pick what times you're going to sleep.
Exactly. Good. I like it. I like this. We're going to make it a verb, just a well-known verb to cherry pick something. Yeah.
So what is, cherry pick could be a million amazing things. So I love the name. It definitely sticks in my head. But what is it doing? What are you about?
Sure. CherryPick is a content curation app for brands and for bloggers. So content curation is sort of the buzzword these days. And what we found is that brands really have trouble producing enough content. And both to be industry thought leaders as well as for search engine optimization purposes.
To your point, did you hear our interview with Brian Solis earlier where he was saying that to stay relevant, you have to constantly be producing fresh content?
Absolutely. We are of the same mind. And so feel like content comes in three forms. There's created content, which is internal creation by a brand or by a blogger. There's contributed content, which is you have guest bloggers or guest writers on your site. And then the third is curated content. And right now, the first two are pretty well taken care of, but in the space of content curation, there's nothing that allows you to take information that you're already reading, put your comments and insights on it, and then push it back to your own site. See, so brands like Storify and Percolate and some of the others, they've done a great job of doing that. It's hosted on their own site though, so you don't get any. You don't get that.
Yeah, you don't get that link love.
Yes, you don't get the link love from a search engine optimization perspective. You don't get the link juice from the keywords, and then you don't get the eyeballs, which for a lot of brands is really important. They want them to go back to their own website. So CherryPick allows you to do that all on the back end, and so a community manager or a content coordinator can go back in, they can pull feeds from RSS or from Google Reader, from YouTube or Facebook or any of those, pull it in, see what they want to pick, what they don't want to cherry pick, add their insights, their own insights and comments on it, and then push out 150 words of that original article back onto their blog, all with proper content attribution, and then with a read more tag, so then they can go to the original article.
So this is almost like some of the smaller blogs that will take a snippet of somebody else's piece and then write their own story around it.
Correct.
But those are just manual one-offs. But this makes it a lot easier to do that.
Our goal is for brands and bloggers to become the Huffington Posts of their own industry.
And do you think that, I really like that, by the way, do you think that CherryPick will create an uptick in the amount of people that are then commenting on other folks' posts?
I think so, because curation goes on already. It's just on Twitter or on Facebook, and then they're commenting on it anyway. But the key is to have the comments back on your own site. So I think there will be comments. There will be an uptick in comments past 140 characters, because many of the folks that we know out in the blogosphere and in not even the blogosphere, they want to add their own comments, but they don't want to be limited to 140 characters, and they don't want it hosted on someone else's site.
Right. And you just nailed it with, it's always on somebody else's site, but it also happens that way because that's what's easy for most people. So people will grab a story from, wherever, and then they'll throw the link up on Facebook because that's what they know how to do, because that's easy for them. But they don't understand, the average person doesn't understand necessarily how to blog or grab things the right way in WordPress or whatnot. So you're taking all that pain out of it so that you can easily still do that same quick comment, but then you get the benefit of that comment.
Exactly. And then if that other site ever goes down or ever disappears, and not to say that they'll ever, shut down, but if they do, then all your hard work is gone. Yeah. And if it's on your site, then it stays on your site. Yeah.
So you're cherry picking what you want to comment on, but then that comes back to you.
Exactly. We like it too.
Love that. So another thing I wanted to talk about with CherryPick is where you are based. You are in Dallas, am I right?
That's correct. We're in Dallas, Texas, and it's a hotspot of tech startups, of non-tech startups, and then of investor capital. I think one of the things that we're really interested in investing in Dallas is that there's a ton of capital in Dallas, but it's all tied up in investors who are familiar with oil and gas and with hedge funds. And so there needs to be an education of investors there to free up that capital towards startups like ours. And so that's one of the things that I'm doing also on the side, is just helping the mayor of Dallas. He's formed a committee, a strategic planning committee, to create a plan for Dallas, a strategic digital strategy for Dallas, just like New York and LA as well.
Yeah, LA is definitely doing that right now too, the mayor's office. So everyone is trying to figure out how to help the local government understand what the tech ecosystem is,
Right.
and what pieces may be missing, and how the government can help fill those gaps.
Yes. So I come from a political background, and so that's I see the need for that on an infrastructure level, past mayor, whoever's mayor is next, but to create a structure that will last for years and decades.
Now, how is that being approached locally in Dallas? Are you reaching down to sort of the grassroots people, the startups themselves that are in the thick of this every day, to get their input somehow to then give back to the mayor?
I think there's both. There's a need for people who are well versed in politics. There's a need for people who are large companies in Dallas that are established, that are anchors, and then there's a need of input from the smaller startups. So one of the people with Startup America is actually helping to organize this, Trey Bowles, and he's bringing in small agencies, large large corporations that have a stake in this, and then government officials as well.
Well, keep us posted, because we're doing a similar initiative in Los Angeles, and would love to hear about what comes out of this in Dallas, because then we can highlight Dallas tech.
Absolutely, love to highlight Dallas.
And of course, we'll cherry pick that.
That will be the first thing on the CherryPick blog. Yes.
Well, where can people find out more?
It's at cherrypickapp.com.
CherryPickApp.com.
And you can follow us on Twitter at CherryPick.
And what about you? Can we follow you on Twitter too?
Sure, it's at Eddie Badrina. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We will definitely be checking out some CherryPick.
All right.
Everybody make sure that you follow Eddie as well. And then I'm Amanda at TechZulu.com.